And thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. I hope you're well.
It's always a pleasure. We are doing well by the grace.
Great. First, this matter of demarcations is still confusing me, to be very frank. Ablekuma Central, which part of Kaneshie falls under you?
Okay, thank you very much. So, let's say you are from Dansuma Junction or First Light.
Okay.
Heading towards Accra.
Okay.
So, the right side is mine.
Yeah. Okay.
The right side falls within Ablekuma Central. And then when you cross the bridge, as if you are going towards Odoko,
okay,
that side is AMA. So heading towards, let's say, Obechibi from First Light, the whole enclave, the whole right side is for us. It's within Ablekuma Central, and the other side is for AMA.
Did the municipality see some serious floods on June 29?
Oh, exactly. So, the entire Kaneshie area is an area that has the smaller storm drain that Garrett is even has earmarked the whole place for the bigger storm drain to pass. And as a result of this, we have a lot of issues around the enclave. So anytime it rains, we have flooding around the area, the Takrady station, around First Light, and Kaneshie itself. So we experienced the same issue as we see in the market. However, with time, it just moves. It takes time to go. And I'm sure with the plans we have for Garrett to work on that stretch, once that is done, we would be able to curtail the issues. Yeah.
I see. So the big problem in the Kaneshie area for you is the size
of the storm drain. Yeah.
Okay. And Garrett is working on it.
Yeah, it's actually one of the projects that would soon be commenced. I think there are some few issues that we are resolving. I'm also the chair for Garrett, the 17 assemblies. So I'm speaking to fact that in due time, that side of the road will be worked on so that we would see a very minimal flood when it rains. In fact, the entire of Abusukai, the drain comes from GRA, just directly opposite Accra Academy. And it comes to First Light, and then it enters into Takrady station, into Abusukai itself, and then it enters the lagoon, the Kwale. Yes, please.
Because we realize there's some heavy flow of water when it rains, all the way from I think it goes as far back as the Dakuman area, flows all the way through First Light, and it continues. So the problem is the drain.
Yeah, the problem is the drain. In fact, this water is coming from a brew. It's not where we see.
Okay.
So it's coming right from a brew. It passes through a lot of municipal assemblies before. We are actually Ablekuma North. The Akuma Junction is within Ablekuma North. So it passes Ablekuma North, and we are actually the downside before it enters into the lagoon. So that's why at this point we experience much of the flood than the other assemblies, because we are actually the down area. The upper stream is the Ebri areas where they don't get flooded.
So when it comes to flooding, your major concern is with the Kaneshie area because of the drains?
Exactly, because of the storm drain.
Okay.
The major area that affects Ablekuma Central is Kaneshie, Takrady Station, some part of Abosukai, because that is where the issues are. So once that issues are resolved, we'll see a very easy flow of water within those places too, the main lagoon.
Yeah. Aside that, most of the communities are okay.
Yeah, aside that, we have pockets and pieces of issues when it rains. However, those ones are the community drains. That's the primary ones that we are working on. We have started even working on a lot of them.
We also saw maybe heavy movement of filth in the drains. Do you have that problem now that some of them have been dumped in drains that need to be cleaned up?
Okay. I don't know. There is a lot of feedback in the line, but
Okay, so I was asking whether you still have filth and rubbish in the drains that need to be cleaned up.
okay, yeah. So because of these explanations I gave you on the storm drain, and because a lot of these waters are coming from a breeze coming down, almost every field, right from the development that is happening almost in almost all the 17 municipal assemblies, and the behavioral attitude of people throwing things in there. So we are actually at the downstream. So this is where it settles, almost settles. So almost every time that we even desilt, we have done a lot of desilting and dredging, which your journalists were all part. Some of your people came to cover. So anytime we do it, because we are the downstream and it takes time for the water to be able to go, this is where we have a lot of the field settling. So almost every week, there is a need for us to do the silting. And last week we had it. This week, the president's call, so we are doing a major one. So that is the situation we find ourselves. But then, I know with the effort all of us are putting, including the media and everything, we are going to change our attitude, and that will be the primary issue that has to be handled. Once that is done, I think we will have a lot of easy flow, because it's the delayance in the flow that causes the flood. Because in the downstream, if we are not getting easy access for these waters to go, no matter the drain that we do, and it is the choke gutters. There are some places that last weekend that we desilted, we had a lot of ties. That's why the president is even calling that most of these organizers on the roadside, we should be able to clear by the drains, because we had a lot of them in there. So once you are having all of this entering the drains, definitely you have the field, and then the flood will also take over, because it is our inability to allow the water way to go easily that causes the flood.
You mean what we call tire?
Yeah, tire. What we call tire.
Really? In the drains?
Yeah. In the drains. In the drains. So the call from the president is not based on this, but then it's a research. They've seen it. We've sent videos and they've seen it. That's why they are calling on the organizers, the assemblies, to clear the organizers from the waterway. They should at least go for have some distance from the drains. And it is a national cause. Sometimes it's not easy. Our attitude, and even Ghanaians accepting that the assemblies have to work, because you go in there into the space, you want to clear these people, and the same residents will fight you. So I know where we are getting, and now I think we are going to do much more better with regards to this. Just about 3 weeks ago, we had cleared the frontage of Ablekuma. We cleared about 150 containers or more. And these are illegal structures that were by the drain, and we cleared. So imagine if we had not done this before the rains, all of them would have had issues, because these are places that the water level was so high, almost about 4 feet. And so it would have entered their shops, and they would also be crying on government for relief. So these are the real issues that we are facing, that if we are able to clear with media, with our stakeholders, the chiefs, everybody understanding that this is a situation that has to be cleared, and not political, not to politicize most of our work that we do. And I think we'll be able to do well in this line.
So Ablekuma is also under you?
Yeah. Some part of Ablekuma.
Some part of Ablekuma?
Yeah, some part of Ablekuma.
Is Graphic Road under you?
Okay, so from Japan Motors, Obechebi getting towards, there is a place called Beyiman. There's a company.
Yes.
So the big bridge that you climb into Graphic Road, that's the boundary.
I see. Because I also realized portions of Graphic Road were heavily flooded. You couldn't use it on that day.
Exactly. So for the Graphic Road, we share the space with the EMA and then Kwale Klote. So you see, just as I was telling you, most of this, we are the downstream. So once there are issues with the storm drains and it's not able to flow so well, we have issues. And it's also the field that was created within this field, the rainy season. A lot of our people throwing their fields in there and all of that. So based on that, it couldn't also flow. In fact, at a point, myself and the mayor, Aka Mayor, Aka Mayor, Papu, and then Polyclote, Dansuma, we all visited the point that we see the flood, what do you call it, the water entering the sea. And at that point, we noticed that the field in there had risen so high that you could easily walk even on the storm drains. Those are very bigger storm drains. Though. These are the storm drains that engineers and planners had done some dredging some years ago. That you can't even step in. But at that point, we had more than six feet because a lot of the fields were in there. And so, with the current issues that we are doing, dredging, that we are all involved in, that the president has declared, we know that the next rains that will come won't have, the issue will not be as it was. And we would also use your platform to let the citizens understand that throwing rubbish in the drains are the major issues. As for the engineering part and all of those things, we know we would continue to solve them because as and when we build drains, the number of people who are also emanating now, builders are also using tiling almost all the parts of their house. There is no greens in the houses again. So these are issues that will also add up. But the major issue that has to be handled is the behavioral attitude of all of us. Once we are able to work on it, I think most of this water will easily flow and there won't be flood. It will be minimal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. And now let's talk about the 2-day exercise. What's the plan for Ablekuma Central?
Okay, thank you very much. So Ablekuma Central, as I gave you the dynamics, we have Abusukan, we have South Industrial Area, and then we have Mamprobi, Sukura, and some parts of Banana Inn and Mataiku. So what we have designed is that we have 7 electoral areas. Our assemblymen are going to work within all the 7 electoral areas with our unit committee, with other people that will be we have attached to, who will be helping the community because this is a communal work that we are all doing. So it's not as if you are waiting for the assembly to come and clean your frontage for you. We are all getting involved, but then the assembly members and the unit committee people will lead from the 7 electoral areas. And then the assembly, we have an area that we have focused. As I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest issues we have within the municipal assembly is within Kaneshia Bosokan. So we are focusing on our energy on that place to be able to desilt and then work within that enclave because that was a place that was highly affected. So that will be a spot on for us. And then behind Japan Mutus, that is the South Industrial Area, they also experience a very strong flood around that area. So we are joining them there to also work there. That's the second team. And then the last team is going to work on a commercial street. That is from Hansonic coming to First Light, coming to Kaneshi, Obechebi Runabout, into Beiman, just after Japan Motors. That is where the third team is going to work. And we are working throughout Friday. We'll be collecting 24 hours. We want to ensure that we are able to finish collecting almost all the fill before the next day. So 24 hours, we have private organizations that have helped to open, there's this transfer station close to us, the Arepop. So it will be accessible for us to be able to work and collect all the refuse that will come out. And then Saturday, we'll also continue on that same stretch. If we are able to finish on Friday, the team that will be working on the Hansonic to Obechebi, if they're able to finish on Friday, on Saturday, they would also work from Obechebi into Obechebi coming to Happy Days into the Mochi Road stretch so that we end at Nkrumah Junction. And so the Nkrumah Flat, the junction, and then into Radio Good, your area. So these are areas that we'll be working in. Our main team will be working in these areas, whilst the assembly members, unit committee members, and the entire community will also be working in their respective areas. So we want to use your medium to inform our chiefs, our religious leaders. Everybody is part of it. We have actually been having some media engagement with our information van, and then they are going around. We've also spoken with some of the mosques. We've sent letters to the churches, the traditional leaders. So we know they are all going to get involved. And then our schools, we have designed with the education director so that every school will also be able to clean their schools very well. We would put vans in there to be able to collect the refuse that they will do. So the schools are focusing in there. And then our health directorates are also going into the clinics, even the private clinics, to ensure that everybody is observing the same exercise and working towards it. So these are the plans we have earmarked for these 2 days exercise. We foresee entering into the Sunday, the 3 days, because the last time we cleaned only Abosoka, we took 3 days to be able to finish collecting because the refuse there was huge. So we have projected to finish by Sunday or Monday because we must collect every refuse that comes out. Else we haven't done anything.
What's your expectation from your those within the municipality?
Okay, so we based on the information van that we are having with the interactions from our assembly members to the community, we expect that everybody will observe this exercise, will be part of this. We don't want people to go by that analogy that because we have said that we are closing shops and we will open after 12, people would stay in their homes and then come to work at 12. When you do that, by the time you come, we will lock your shop with our padlock. You will need to be there because we want you to be part of it. Because indeed, we cannot come and always clean your frontage and then we leave and you still dump things in there. So everybody must be involved. So we expect every community person, whether you come to work in Ablekuma Central or you stay here, we expect everyone to man their frontage so that we use our energies on some of the areas that doesn't have a lot of residents around. So it's our expectation that we should be able to clean the entire Ablekuma Central by Saturday that we are done, or if there is excess by Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking
much.
to us. That's Mr. Frank Nkansah, who is MC Ablekuma Central Municipal Assembly. Of course, we're just taking a quick tour of some assemblies, especially those close to us, and speaking to them. We went as far as Lejokuku. Our interest there is because of DJ Abega. We went as far as Lejokuku, and then we spoke to the MC there. We spoken to the man who, okay, his position used to be mayor of Accra. Mayor of Accra, he was called that because of the area the AMA covered. Now, is mayor of Odododio, Okaikwe South, and Ablekuma South.
Yes.
That is what he is. First, AMA stretched all the way through our areas. So we have sub-metros, but we didn't have a municipal assembly. But AMA now goes, does not come close to us.